Thank you, Rima. Thank you, BIMTECH, for wonderful arrangements that you made for the Country Forum for Social Business Day. I appreciate the leadership provided by BIMTECH. It's a very important occasion for us. It's important not because of the any particular presence of any person, but it is important for us because this gives us an opportunity for a family reunion. Every year, we want to get together and say, look at each other and inspire each other. Sometimes lots of things happen during the year. We get discouraged, we get disappointed, lose faith in ourselves. So when we get together, we look at each other, we regain that faith. It's no, we are not alone. We have a long way to go and big things to do. And we get energized. As we say, our battery is recharged for every social business day. And our country forum is a good occasion when we meet our friends in each country and hear from them what's going on within the country, what they're looking forward to, what new plans are coming. So this is the occasion for that. It's basically family reunion. But this year's family reunion is very special because of the circumstances that we are in. We have been talking during all our social business days in the last 12 years about the global warming and telling each other that how bad it is, how worse it can get, and it was going worse every year. Instead of improving, we're going downslide. And we hope that every COP will come up with some concrete decisions, but always see it's a play of words more than concrete things, always kind of a media kind of coverage that you try to get, not be caught by anything unexpected, something like that, but not really trying to save this planet in the utmost desire of the whole entire nation that we represent in those COP26. It's always play of words. I try to tell them that our house is on fire. It's not about which country or which place. It's one home. We have one home, that's a planet. And that planet is on fire. And that fire is getting worse every day. Instead of getting control over the fire. We are not only not getting control over the fire, what we are doing, while the house is on fire, inside the house, we are having celebration and having fun, we're having parties, enjoying our life, telling each other how good the economy has been, how our growth rate is doing fantastic, how our technology is achieving another goal that we never had before. All kinds of things to make us happy that things go, and excitement of making more money than we did before, and all the kinds of things. But all these things are happening while the house itself is on fire. I said, it's absolutely rational. If the house is on fire, the first thing to do is to get out of the house and stop the fire before we do anything else. That's not what we're, that desperation of stopping the fire is missing in the entire communication. So that's where we come in. We say, no, our first job is to stop the fire. We set our goal, 0 net carbon emission. That's what we have to give. It's not about playing around words, which year will have what percentage reduced and so on. And then you, in the end, you're confused. You get confused. Which country said what? And finally, it's not about a country. It's one home. There is no country within that home. It's all people living in this little home called planet. And if one part burns away, the whole thing burns away. There's no way we can save it. So this is the direction that we are trying to address during this particular social business day. It gets worse. Not only the global warming continues, the other things continues, like a wealth concentration, and in a very bad way. Even during the pandemic, we saw how many billionaires were produced during the pandemic. You see, and at the same time, we are telling each other how many millions lost their jobs, lost their income, lost their food during the pandemic. How many millions have moved away, those who rose over the poverty line were pushed down the poverty line because of the pandemic, because of the loss of income and everything else. While millions of losing money, losing their livelihood, losing their survival ability, few people, handful of people are becoming billionaires and billionaires of the world, making totally trillions of dollars in their direction. So this is an absolutely ugly way we have designed our economic system. It's a suicidal design that we commit suicide. It's not the way we would like to create the world where we want to share that. So this is the second terrible thing happening, is getting worse in the pandemic time. And of course, unemployment and everything is getting worse during the pandemic. On top of it, we have the Ukrainian war. Now, Ukrainian war has put the last nail on the coffin. While this is going on, all those terrible things, and we're saying we're on a suicidal path, now Ukrainian war comes and pushing the world, whatever commitment they made about the reduction of fossil fuel, bringing the renewable energy, all is forgotten because Russia stopped selling or could not sell their fossil fuel, could not sell their gas. So each country is trying to produce their own fossil fuel. Going back to the fossil fuel, they thought they sealed it off. They will not touch it again. Now they unseal them. Brought them back in there. So it's a reverse thing, Ukrainian war. And at the same time, it's threatened the whole world about a big war. We don't know when the nuclear weapons will be used. They are talking about the tactical nuclear weapon, whether it's a tactical one or a strategic one, we don't know. But they have it. They can commission it anytime they want. And that's the destruction of the world. So this is where we are right now. It's a confluence of all the terrible things in the society, in the world is happening right now. And we see no option for us. And this is what I try to draw attention. I said the civilization that we built now came to a stage which leaves us no option because it has not given us any hope anymore. It's all coming to an end, making human being as the most endangered species on this planet after this civilization. So we said, since this civilization doesn't give us any scope, any escape route to get away from all those things, from the suicidal path, this is the right time, right now, this is the right time to create a new civilization. Take the first step, first decision to create a new civilization. People ask, is it possible to create a new civilization? How do you do that? It takes years and years to do that. It's not a simple decision. I said, everything starts with a decision. If you make a decision, then we start changing around. Try to focus on distinction between the old civilization, the current one, which is destroying us, and the new civilization that I'm promoting to build. Think about it and take steps about it. The core difference is in the fundamentals of these two. The current civilization is based on greed. Greed became so overwhelming that we lost our human values. We look like human beings, but actually our civilization has taken away all our human values. We became really, in reality, in everyday action, we became money-making robots. All we can think about is money, nothing else. Everything is money terms. Nothing in human values terms. I said during the pandemic, we have seen it very vividly, how we became money-making robots when it came to the vaccines. Vaccine producers wanted to make all the money in the world, despite the fact people will be dying because of their policies. Only 10 countries in the world monopolized all the vaccines that is produced in the world, forgetting that there are many other billions of people to survive this pandemic. They couldn't care less because vaccine companies wanted to maximize their profit. They focused on the money maker, on the rich countries who can pay them well, very high price, so that they can make big profit out of it. Their profit motive became so strong life became, the concern for life became insignificant. I said, this civilization has shown the struggle between the money and people's life. There was no struggle. This is one-sided. The money wins, life disappears. So this is, vaccine has become the symbol of our old civilization. I said, we want to create a new civilization where, even if in terms of vaccine, we are talking about creating a social business pharmaceutical company. We will build a pharmaceutical company in the new civilization where it will not be aiming at maximizing the profit. They will be aiming at making vaccines available to everybody almost at close as the cost price, so that the price is not something which will deter them, just keep them away from the vaccines. It will be available. There will be no patent right on our social business vaccines. Anybody can produce anywhere in the world as long as they keep the quality intact. That's it. So this is the direction that we want to go away from the money-making vaccine company to social business vaccine company, and produce medicines which unnecessarily become made very expensive to make vaccine medicine companies make money. We'll make through social business vaccine, pharmaceutical companies medicines for everybody, make it affordable for everybody, so that a world will become synonymous with the life and the healthcare. Healthcare will be a guaranteed thing. It will not be, no question will be raised whether I can afford it or not. It will be guaranteed that everybody will have healthcare. It's a decent healthcare for everybody as you are born as a human being on this planet. So we move from the money-making robots to human values. So the new civilization is based on human values of sharing, of caring, and taking care of each other, and expand this planet for everybody. The old civilization has created an extreme wealth concentration. All the wealth goes on the top, and the rest of the world becomes empty because nobody has any wealth. It all goes to the top because that's the procedure. That's the forces that we generate. In the new, and the distance between the wealth and the people become larger and larger and larger. So we want to create the new civilization where wealth will continue to come down and be with the people, and people will come closer to the wealth and go up. And ultimately, wealth and people will live together. They will not separate it out from each other. So that there is no distance between wealth and the people. It is, they overlap with each other. That's the kind of civilization we are talking about, creating. And that's it, what we have to do now as we talk about. Once we make the decision, that's what we do. So nothing is impossible for human being once we make the decision. So we are only working to make that decision. So we say we create a 3-0 world: 0 net carbon emission, 0 wealth concentration, 0 unemployment. In order to create the 3-0 world, we invite all the young people around the world to create 3-0 clubs. 5 young people get together and create a 3-0 club. Just 5 young people, no matter where you are, in the city, in the village, in the top of the mountain, in the on the riverbed, wherever you are, you create a 3-0 club. Only thing you promise to yourself, your contribution to all these mega problems of global warming, wealth concentration, unemployment, you'll reduce as you go by every day. If you are using fossil fuel 7 days a week, you'll make it 6 days a week and 5 days a week. So you'll reduce your contribution to global warming, and you reduce your contribution to wealth concentration, and you reduce your contribution to unemployment. And ultimately, it will be 0 contribution. 0 net carbon emission, 0 wealth concentration, and 0 unemployment. Each person. So after we achieve that 0 level, we become a 3-0 person. So I'm inviting all the 3-0 club members to finally become 3-0 persons. If we become 3-0 persons, then we encourage the next step to create 3-0 families. All our family members become 3-0 persons. So we get 3-0 families and create 3-0 villages, 3-0 cities, 3-0 countries, and that's the way to go to the 3-0 world. And this is the direction. This is the commitment we want to make. And we want to make this commitment and discuss this with our young people, encourage them to create 3-0 clubs so that they understand what is the difference between the old civilization and the new civilization. And they are the ones taking the building blocks, the tiny little steps they will take that will take us to the million miles that we have to go. It all starts with a little seed. Nature doesn't come with trees. Nature comes with seeds. So all we have to do during this social business day, talking about planting those seeds of the new civilization. If we plant those seeds, even 1, 2, 3 of the seeds, it will grow and it will spread and it will be global and it will become a 3.0 world. That's the beginning we want to make. So I'm just bringing this issue to you. There is no escape route from the old civilization. No way we can survive. Only way to survive is to take the first step to create the new civilization as we dream about it. What kind of civilization it would be. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. It's wonderful to see you all, and we'll keep in touch. I'm very happy that BIMTECH takes such an important step. Continue to work together to make our dreams come true. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We regret the inconvenience. We sincerely regret the inconvenience.